another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she filled to her double.
All right, man. All right. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, YHWH, in the name of His only begotten Son, YHWH. If you don't know by now, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Captain IBADYAH Dagrz, aka IBADYAH Dagrz, Chief Captain and leader of the 12 Gates Israelite School, based out of San Bernardino, California. As always, we do got chapters in San Diego, and if brothers are interested in joining up wherever you're at, there's the information at the bottom in the description as always. And back on my weekly installment, really it should be like twice a week instead of instead of once a week. But for now, my weekly videos, tools of the trade, which I normally do, like I said, online. I do on my break, but due to some extraneous circumstances, due to some work circumstances, I was not unable to finish on my shift, so I'll be back over there next week. But for now, I always do the work of the Lord as always. So this week's video is going to be titled "Why the Fringes," because again, these videos are aimed at brothers and sisters that are first coming to the truth, give quick answers. So why the fringes? Let's start off first with Numbers chapter 15, right? Let's go into the book of Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Salakia. I'm going too far. Let's go to Numbers chapter 15, and we're going to be at verse 37 to begin with. 37 and 38 for brothers highlighting in their, as we always should be highlighting in their scripture. This is a new old Bible. I've had it for a while, but I don't use it as often as I should. And I've been using it for these tools of the trade videos. But let's go into Numbers chapter 15, verse 37 and 38. And YHWH spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they should make them fringes in the borders of their garment throughout their generations. And they would put the fringe of borders and a ribbon of blue. Now I'm get to that. I got a shirt on as always. You could tell this is this is the black fringe, dark border blue. Fringes on there, boom on. And it's in every garment. When you go through our videos, you see brothers wearing that. You'll sometimes see other brothers wearing things like tassels, and I'm gonna go into that first. I'm gonna give you the audible. I'm gonna put the definition audibly from the Strongs, and then I'm gonna put it on the screen right here, because I'm working off of my computer and my phone today. So let's go to the Strongs H6734, which there is the word, and I'm gonna show you guys there. Is this 6734? Let's go to let's go right here let's go to the Strongs, right? And then, like always, I'm gonna play it first here, then you guys can get it across your screen.
Strong's H6734. Seat Sith.
And it's its definition is fringe, tassel, or lock. You know what I'm saying? Going back to what's on the border of our garments in the Strongs. But let's go now to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 22. Deuteronomy, let's go to Deuteronomy 22 and 12. Let me see that. So let's go right here. Oh yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and read it in the I'm going to go ahead and read it in the GNT if I'm not mistaken. We'll go into, you know what I'm saying, we're going to go into the GNT first. Let's read the book of Deuteronomy 22 and 12 in the GNT first, and then obviously we're going to read it as well in the KJV. So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 12. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 12. Sew tassels on the four corners of your cloth. You know what I'm saying? Sew tassels on the four corners of your cloths. So now it's talking about tassels, but in order to differentiate, because you have brothers out there, you know, that'll be like, no, that's the same thing. Let's go right here into the Hebrew, right? Into the Strongs.
Strong's H 1434. Gadil.
And it, you know, twisted, you know, the primary twisted threads, tassels, festoons, tassels on clothes, festoons on capital columns. So sometimes you'll see other brothers that wear a shirt without the fringes, but you see the tassels on the four corner. You know what I'm saying? And just to prove that it's the same thing, we're going to Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 12 in the KJV now. Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 12. Thou shalt make the fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherever thou coverest thyself. So, you know, we got to have the tassels, you know what I mean? It's the tassels and the fringes. But if we go even into the New Testament, let's go into the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 20. And again, you know, these are quick videos to answer things quickly. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into the book of Matthew, chapter 9, verse 20 first. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. And both these are going to be in Matthew anyways. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. Because we're going to touch on what certain words mean here. Let me see. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of the blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. Now let's go into the let's go there. Let's go to the other scripture in Matthew that says the same thing. Let's go to Matthew chapter 14 and verse 36. Let me get this right in the GNT. See if this is something different than GNT. Forgive me, brethren. Matthew chapter 9 verse 20. Even there, let's go to 9 and 20 in the GNT, which doesn't say what you think, but look, it says, a woman who had suffered from severe bleeding for 12 years came up behind YHWH and touched the edge of his cloak. If only I touch the glad of his clothes, I will get well, as she said to herself. But let's see what that word, let's go to Matthew 14 and 36, because we're going to go back to that same word, him. The book of Matthew chapter 14 and verse 36. Matthew chapter 14 verse 36. And besought him that they might only touch the hem of his garment, and they would be perfectly whole. So now, with that being said, let's go into, and again, as always, definitions are going to pop up after I read it, all that. You know what I mean? They're going to pop up on your screen so you can see them yourself. But let's go to Matthew chapter 9 verse 20, and let's go to the Strongs. Let's go to the word him. Salakia. It's the word him. Let's go to the word him now, and it appears in the same scripture. Salakia.
Strong's G 2899. Kraspedon.
Now let's look at what this kraspedon means, right? Boom. The extremely or prominent part of a thing, edge, skirt, or margin, the fringe of a garment. In the New Testament, a little appendage hanging down from the edge of the mantle or cloak made of twisted wool, a tassel, a tuft. The Jews had such appendages attached to their mantles to remind them of the law, pointing back to Numbers 15 and 38. So, it's just a little quick lesson. And, I hope you brothers and sisters out there get edified. You know what I mean? Because that's solely what we're doing. But, again, you like what you see, like, share, comment, subscribe down there in the description. Forgive me. Anything, any questions brothers may have, ideas, or anything you brothers and sisters, want to see taught or, touched on in you think come in a quick basis, I'll get back to you. Email me down there. But with that, we like to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, YHWH, in the name of His only begotten Son, YHWH. And I'll say Shalom.
The reason why I shine consistently, I put words together scientifically and create life and energy when I write this biochemistry. Mind so bright that I can get the blind sight when I speak. Let me give you insight up on my life up in these streets. We say we black, we don't know our right identity, cause we was taught and brainwashed by white supremacy, killing each other, but we scared to fight our enemies. We need to remember we brothers and unite to get us free, cause they thrive on our genocide of misery. They tried to make our bloodline a mystery and hide our history, but lies eventually come to light to any eye witnessing, nigga. Revolution.